Good day, Cape Town, and welcome to the Marketing Indaba. As you can see, I'm obviously not physically present. I really wish I could be, though. I'm based in the Netherlands, and this invitation to speak here came on a little bit of short notice, so flying down was a bit hard, and it also came right in the middle of a planned holiday that I have with my wife. So when this session is actually happening, I would probably be on a beach somewhere in Croatia drinking a cocktail. But nonetheless, I'm super excited to be part of this and to be able to host one of these. And I'm going to try my very best to inspire you all the way from the other side of the world, and hopefully give you something to think about, to ponder on, and to really put it to use in this industry and this world and our jobs as marketing experts and specialists. Today we're here to talk about how to build successful human-centric brands in a world that is dominated by AI and overflowing with information. I'm going to keep this to about 15 to 20 minutes. I know attention spans are obviously not that great, so let's dive into it and talk about the exciting stuff. Just a quick one to introduce myself. I am Stefan Maritz. I build loved brands and lead strong marketing teams. I am a certified brand strategist. I got my honors degree with a cum laude from Vega University in Cape Town. I am a creative at heart. I'm a very passionate storyteller. So that bringing those brand visions and stories and values to life is something that sits very close to my heart. I'm a big believer in the power of content to drive business success. Like if you add value to people, they come back. And currently I'm a proud head of marketing of a tech scale up in the Netherlands called Black Bear. We are doing some exciting stuff in the world of hybrid working, and we are building a hybrid work ecosystem that is looking to change the world, that companies and professionals work together forever. We are looking to launch in South Africa sometimes in the near future, but yeah, on the left you can see some of the brands I've had the privilege of working on in my life. But we're not here to talk about me. We are here to talk about branding in the fourth industrial revolution. So let's take a moment to stand still on the concept. I'm quite sure most of you know what the fourth industrial revolution is. It was quite big news a while ago, and it's not something that we obviously sit and ponder on the whole time, but it is good to obviously just form the basis for this presentation. So in case you don't know, I grabbed a little definition I found on Google that makes it pretty simple. The fourth industrial revolution is the current and developing environment in which disruptive technologies and trends such as the Internet of Things, robotics, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence are changing the way modern people live and work. So basically, it's this world we live in today. AI, robots, VR, rapid technological development, and most importantly, a lot of information. Information all around us, at our fingertips. You can find anything you're looking for on the internet. You can just say a few words and you have it. You speak to the speaker in your house. A lot of information obviously comes with a lot of noise. This clutter we talk about in marketing quite often. Break through the clutter, cut through the noise. So today we're going to look at this environment with all this noise and really just explore how brands should navigate it moving forward, because the noise is about to get a lot harder. So AI. AI is everywhere. This is nothing new, right? But welcome to 2023. Things started moving really fast very recently. I remember still writing my first blog post with something called Jenny.ai. I think it was back in 2018 when the AI kind of first, breakthrough got onto the scene, but it definitely wasn't as mainstream as it is today. We went from the concept of functional AI being integrated in our daily lives, being this distant idea, something we see in sci-fi movies, to literally being everywhere we look. And it felt like it kind of happened overnight. Like when ChatGPT came onto the scene, it just kind of exploded. Big names like Microsoft, Google, Meta, Adobe, Unity. Everyone is all of a sudden jumping on this. It is the new big thing on the block, and I find it personally quite annoying actually. Like it's the only thing you see on the internet, and you kind of have to absorb it because otherwise you're just going to fall behind. But I'm not here to talk about AI today. At least not it's kind of how to use it. I'm rather looking at how it is shaping the environment. So it's actually scary, right? The future is here. Like these recent developments are quite intense. Like everything we know is changed. Computers are writing, designing, creating content, making games, developing programs, everything all of a sudden. And a lot of people in our industry are all of a sudden worried that they might lose their jobs. You know, you've got something now that you provide with a little prompt of text that almost anyone can do. You can even copy paste them from online, and if you run a search, there's 4 million blogs at the moment that tells you exactly how to get what you want. But you can have, you know, a decent SEO blog that ranks on Google to a perfect design or videos or content or even games, whatever you want, you can have it. The scary thing is we're just getting started. If you think about how industries develop and how concepts like these develop, if you think about the motor car from the first model that Mercedes-Benz made to where we are today, like it's come a long way. Now, obviously, the AI that we will have in 10 years' time are going to be worlds away from what we have now. But one thing is for certain, it is not a joke. The world as we know it really is changing, whether we like it or not. AI will soon play a major role in every business and in every industry in the world, but it will have a massive impact on content, automation, and a tool to kind of speed up the pace at which content is created and rolled out. Not saying it will replace people, but if creatives, writers, designers, marketers start using this, you can create much faster than ever before. If you want a Pope in a puffer jacket, you got it. A few months ago still, this would have required, you know, a very similar looking person to the Pope and an expensive photo shoot or some very nifty Photoshop skills to get this done. It would take a designer at least a few hours to get you this image. Not anymore. You just hit a little prompt into your computer and 2 minutes later you've got 4 images to pick from. Scary. So what happens now? The internet is about to be flooded with content. When everyone can write and everyone can design, make no mistake, there will be more content. There's already a lot of content, but there will be a tremendous amount more content very soon. Think for instance one-man creative teams, marketing teams, founders of startups can now all of a sudden help themselves to fairly decent content, designs, copy, whatever you need. Easy, quick and fake content will be everywhere. Let's call it fast content. The results? Brands will start to struggle to voice their personality and distinguish themselves in this environment. More content equals more noise equals making it harder to stand out. And that is exactly what we are here to talk about today. So, how do brands remain relevant in a world where seeing is no longer believing? How do brands still serve us as human beings? How do they build meaningful connections with people when I can't believe what I'm seeing on the screen? If I scroll through Facebook, I see a collaboration between Jeep and North Face that someone dreamt out. It's not real, it looks real. As human beings, we will start building a wall towards this because we are not stupid. We know what we are being fed. So for brands to put out real things that actually break through are going to be so much harder than ever before. And we as marketers, we need to keep this in mind. As specialists, we have to navigate this. Our job is actually getting much harder. So the answer, something that I like to call the 5 dimensions of brand design. We need to learn to go deeper. We need to design experiences, not images or videos. We need to write and tell stories, not simply generate copy. Because average content will no longer do the tricks. Brands have to learn to design beyond the physical, more than meets the eye. And as a creative, as a marketer, you have to learn to design both the seen and the unseen. So yes, you put an image out into the world, but what is the impact of that image? How can you manipulate perceptions and connections? So, what are the 5 dimensions of brand design? Fancy title I picked for this keynote, to be dead honest, but I do like it, so I broke it up into these 5 things. You've got emotion, sensory experience, storytelling, personal connection, and community. And these are the 5 things that I believe that you really require to shape perceptions and beliefs. And this is how brands build equity. So let's take a look. Number 1, emotion. It's not about the logo or the design or the copy, but it is about the impact it has on someone. Make them fall in love. Emotion is the heartbeat of your brand. The emotion it evokes, that is literally all your brand is. You need to educate, entertain, and empower your audience. Add value at every single instance. I always tell my team that when it comes to social media where most people choose to consume content, you've got split seconds. Someone goes to the toilet, take a bathroom break out of a busy day, and they pick up their phone and they go on Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever they choose to go. They scroll pretty fast. There's a lot of content, a lot of noise that they have to absorb. How do you, in that scroll, in a few split seconds, manage to stop someone dead in their tracks and add value? How do you make them happy, make them smile, make them feel something? That is how you add value to their lives. Not by simply putting something out that, like, hey, here's my product, buy it. No one cares anymore. Design and write and create with the intent to evoke emotion. Number 2, sensory experience. Obviously, this is not always possible. If you have a web shop, you can't really engage all 5 senses. Well, you can when the package arrives, but when you have a hot dog stall, it's easy because you can create a physical environment. Now, some of you obviously do operate brick and mortar. Very important. Think about how you can engage all 5 senses, or at least more than one sense. People don't remember simply what they see. Smell and touch are much stronger senses and create a much stronger connection with something. This is why video performs better than image, because there's more sensory experience to it. There's more to absorb. I can listen, I can see more things than a simple static image. When you deliver a physical product, spray it with perfume. Attach a smell to your brand. In all cases, try to go after engaging more than one sense, because you can't fake smell. You can't fake the touch of something, the feeling when you touch it. These are things that AI cannot replace. Storytelling. Forget selling. Start captivating. A brand story is the reason why people follow it. People love stories. The vision, the mission, the values, and the purpose. People will convince themselves to buy whatever it is that you're selling if they believe in that. We as humans, we love stories. That's why we watch movies and Netflix to escape this reality. Give people a story. Give them something to think about, something to believe in. If you think about your friends, why do you care about someone? Because you know their backstory. You might know their parents or what they stand for, who they are as a person. That is how you build trust. So think of your brand as someone's friend and turn it into a story. That is how you get people to fall in love with you and to follow you. And I promise you that when they are ready, they will buy. Personalization. Build personal connections. Tailor your approach and customize your communication to make every single interaction feel like it was crafted for me. Make your audience feel like you actually care, like the brand cares about them. And I don't mean a name on an email. Hi Stefan, here's 4 blogs to read. No, has the blogs been written with my problems in mind? Do they serve me? Think about a band when they write a song, a breakup song, or something that you really like, that gets you up in the morning. That kind of song that feels like it was written with me in mind, that really resonates with me. Bands get it right. And a lot of brands also get it right. And the brands who do, they are the ones that make it to the top. Don't put out mindless content. Putting out mindless content with AI is going to become easier and easier and easier, and it's going to be everywhere. So the brands who manage to personalize that experience, to make their audience feel like they are actually caring about them, will win. And last but not least, community. Build a cult. Basically, it sounds so bad to say, but it is what it is. Foster a sense of belonging and shared values. Make your customers feel like they are part of the brand and not simply supporting it. Build a community, not a customer base. Not customers. Don't think about them as customers. Think about them as community that is part of your brand. They make them feel like they have a role to play and that they can actually influence the story and the outcome. How do you do this? We ask them, we engage with them, we reward them, we showcase them. Make the people that love your brand as much part of your brand as your logo. If you think about Harley Davidson, yes, motorcycles, rock and roll, hardcore stuff, but at the end of the day, it's that community that you buy into. When you buy a Harley Davidson, you don't really buy a motorcycle, you buy an idea. You become part of something greater. And it's a brand that has successfully leveraged this beyond anything that is imaginable. Harley Davidson's success sits in its amazing community that it has built and how they showcase that community to the world. The community is Harley Davidson, and the community is what people buy. So what's the secret sauce to round this up? It really comes down to knowing your audience. When you know someone, you know how to add value to them. If you know your wife's favorite flowers are red roses, she's happy when you buy her red roses, but you won't know that if you don't know her. Know your audience. Know who you are designing for, who you are writing for, who you are creating for. And you will allow your content, your brand, to break through the noise, to break through the clutter, and to really start resonating with your audience. And when you really resonate with your audience, they will follow. And eventually they will buy. So rounding this up, creativity is a superpower. And I believe all marketers are creative. Like the ones of us who are good at our job, whether you are in PPC and you just punch numbers, the ability to strategize, to think around a problem, how to get from point A to point B, or whether you're creating, designing, writing copy, creativity is our superpower. It allows us to build standout experiences and not to simply generate. Keep these 5 dimensions in mind, and I promise you today, no robot will ever replace you. Go back to it and always put your audience right at the center of everything you do, and ask yourself, did I engage with more than one sense? Am I building a community here? Does this content add value? Do I make someone feel like I care about them? Will this resonate with this person on a personal level. And if you take that approach to all the content you create and all your touch points that your brand put out into the world, you will win. And that is why I leave you guys. I really hope I inspired you, and I invite you to please reach out to me should you have any questions. Unfortunately, obviously I can't do a Q&A now, but scan the QR code on the screen, and you can find me on LinkedIn, and by all means send me a message and ask me anything you would like to ask, and I would happily get into a conversation with you. Have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for listening.